This final module is based on a completely different style than anything I've done before. Experimentation is a big part of Pluralsight's culture, so I want to try something new. We'll focus on choosing the right configuration management tool based on business needs and technical constraints. Here's the plan for today. First, I'll describe what I mean when I say the word scenario and some suggestions to get the most out of these exercises. Then, we'll begin a series of challenges. I'll provide a few minutes of business context about a fictitious organization that somewhat resembles a business problem from my personal work experience. You'll have the opportunity to try and solve the problem by selecting the right mix of technologies without violating any of the technical constraints. Then, I'll explain my recommended solution in the clip following the scenario description. We are going to repeat this process for several different business scenarios. This will improve your exposure and help you think through different problems. This isn't a business administration course, so I'll keep this basic. Let's discuss a handful of drivers and constraints that might cause an organization to act a certain way. At some point, almost all businesses are focused on growth, often through increased sales. At this point in time, businesses aren't too focused on cutting costs. They just want to get bigger as fast as possible, often to gobble up market share from their competitors. From a technical perspective, growth-oriented companies are often willing to make big technological investments. That means hiring top talent and buying the newest gear. Profitability becomes a focus for companies once they've achieved a sustainable customer base. Keeping costs down becomes the new priority as managers often roll out new efficiency and productivity initiatives. Often in IT, this means doing more with less, thus leading to extensive automation of tasks and linking of disparate processes. Sometimes business drivers are more concrete, like making a big decision or pivoting the entire business onto a new course. Naturally, this can cause extreme disruption in the whole organization. From a technical perspective, this may include integrating another network as part of an acquisition or rebuilding the entire application architecture to suit a new business purpose. Sometimes automating these changes is possible, but only when paired with technical talent. Let's talk about some common constraints. First and most obviously, time and money. Time and money are closely intertwined and they are often in short supply. When time and money are short, consider low-cost, quick-fix solutions that keep the lights on. To give a technical example, you might choose an agentless automation solution or an easy-to-use database. I'm sure you've worked with some brilliant colleagues and also some less than brilliant ones. A team that is disinterested and unskilled is unlikely to succeed in deploying a complex automation solution. Start small with teams that don't have experience and allow them to build up their proficiency. As someone who spent 10 years working in government and military organizations, I can tell you that man-made obstacles are difficult to overcome. Sometimes people are just unwilling to change. Again, you'll want to be very targeted in your approach and perhaps only automating specific pain points to avoid a political battle. Here's some background on the upcoming scenarios. This module will have slides that are uncharacteristically vague, especially by Pluralsight standards, because I'm trying to convey a relatively complex word problem to you. If I use too many helpful graphics or labels, it would give the answer away and dilute the difficulty of the challenges. Some people do better with word problems when reading text as opposed to watching video, so I've transcribed the scenarios into text documents. You can review those offline in the course files if that's how you prefer to learn. Here's a hint to help you with the challenges. Before you start proposing solutions, try to separate the relevant facts from the distractions. Make a list of the top 3 business drivers or technical constraints, and only then should you begin developing a design. Keep your answers relatively high level, then check your work before viewing the solution. These challenges are optional and some viewers may prefer to watch the entire module at once, which is perfectly fine.